Green Rain. Self-written short poems.
Cold, even wrapped in warmth. A chill rises in my chest, a thin frost forming, sending its quiet sting. The bustle of day and the sun's bright veil hide it for a time, but when night settles, there it is again, to be alone, to know the end is fixed. The heart freezes, by slow degrees, I turn, I shift, yet the cold won't leave. It clings to me with a patient weight in the place of impermanence, between blooming and fading. I suddenly understand this is the barren field of life, awaiting a rescue that will never arrive. I shiver, unable to leave, longing, in the end, for someone's warmth.
Coldness.
Warmth was what I needed, yet the cold slipped deep into my bones. The space left empty stings in the wind, and the thought of being alone sets my heart into quiet frost. Words fall soundless. Feelings I once released drift off without a promise, and a small hidden corner of me freezes in a thin, pale hush, as if winter had arrived early. My world turns slowly white. How I want to return to the warmth of my home, to the shelter of my mother's arms. Today is cold. I long for a warmth, tender enough to hold this day.
My mirror.
My mirror is blurred. No matter how I wipe it clean, a stain remains. When I look again, I whisper, "It's fine." I've let it go and rub it over and over. Yet some marks will not disappear. Dried traces of feeling, fragments of thoughts I failed to hold. Small shards that slowly cling to the glass. I wash away memories, let emotions run clear, but the residue left behind is something I cannot change. And suddenly they surface, those nameless stains, clouding my mirror, my eyes, once again.
A familiar life. I dislike endings. If only things could go on, without being sealed and pinned in place, under the name of finished. To begin the next chapter, I close the lid, place a quiet period, and turn away. Yet something in me always lingers behind. Pain, too, seeps in and settles when repeated long enough. But change, no matter how many times it comes, arrives first as strangeness. Maybe my heart is narrow. Maybe I am lacking. Maybe I'm simply afraid. And fear itself keeps returning to me. To me, the world always feels new. And so, today, again, I keep turning. The only familiar wheel I know how to move. Innocence. I look straight ahead, trying to understand. Living adrift in a troubled world. My sight, too, slowly blurs. Even my own shape wavers and softens, like heat rising in the air. The clear river of feeling that once laughed when I laughed, cried when I cried, has turned cloudy without my knowing. So I sit by the shore, hoping the drifting silt will settle, watching the water and silence. And sometimes, instead of measuring, instead of piercing through, I want to plunge into the current, letting it swallow me whole. A sip,
A gentle sip slides down, wets a dried body, and taps awake a sleeping mind. Worries walk ahead, laying stones on the road, while laziness hangs like a loose shackle at my feet. What I needed was never a grand goal, only a single swallow, a tiny trigger. On this endless journey, I pause, breathe in, and find a reason to walk again. I stop, continue, tie a knot, begin once more. The result may seem simple, yet the process slowly soaks through. So today, I take a sip and once again step forward.
waiting. The night was long, so sunlight feels warmer, and morning arrives a little softer. Waiting is letting time settle and ripen. Slowly, the warmth seeps in, deepening flavor and scent. Even when I long to hurry, I loosen my heart so it can ripen a little more. The tasks at hand can rest for a while. Some knots untie themselves. Only with time, my heart runs ahead. Yet that is how I learn to wait quietly until warmth arrives. Finding stillness, busy thoughts roam, restlessly gathering tasks and worries, piling them before my eyes. A sluggish body, led by reluctance, lets most of them drift away before moving at its own slow pace. One must do it. Must it be now? Two voices collide, stirring confusion. Loud, cluttered, unsettled. To take less, to hurry less, to discard less, to resist less. In the quiet place where chaos settles, stillness slowly finds its home. Connection. If we walk through time together, we may cross paths again. In a brief encounter, a glance shared, a few quiet words exchanged. I do not assume that such moments are endings. Wandering through the forest of life, we meet again, drift apart, and pass by once more, led by the hand of chance. The seed of connection may ripen into fruit. Resentment, jealousy, bitterness. I set them afloat on the stream that keeps moving, and welcome the moment with an open heart. I don't dislike people, even when a part of me resents them. I find myself looking back again.
Affection. In passing words, in the brief meeting of eyes, when someone comes to mind, affection quietly begins to grow. A person who holds warmth, carries a smile like gentle light, and simply by being near, spreads a fragrance of joy. Though worn by the world, scraped and weathered, I learn once more to trust in people, because a single shared smile lets that quiet feeling take root again. Like a child without reserve, like a dog wagging its tail, still and always, I love people.
Thank you.